This message is directly for Mr. Charles Schwab's family, in which you don't understand the magnitude of disaster in which you actually created. The reason why I say this is just because of the fact that literally you had an employee that basically condescended on the fact that literally a military child does not have the authority to actually, how can I say, direct their money in which, if anything were to happen to them, to the quote-unquote Central Intelligence Agency, when literally anybody could be disabled or permanently disabled for any reason. So therefore, in this case, you should review the quote-unquote message in the local DC area more so, and just validate the fact that you had an employee that basically said, what, I need mental health? Wow, when I literally had the mask on that actually said I'm a mental health warrior, which my psychiatrist gave me, because literally I may have basically forced my overdose, but why did I quote unquote force my overdose if I'm being quote unquote held down and injected every day when I didn't even ask for it? One, and two, you don't even know the whole stipulation of which the method of treatment is being taken. So therefore, I will also state this. During that same day, prior to me actually quote unquote applying for a checking account, which is high yield, why was I quote unquote pressured into basically, when I did the manual version of the contract, to basically add extra packages that wasn't necessarily deemed and required? Because literally how you state that is basically stating, without one, I cannot have the other. But if that's the case, why would you even put the contract through? One, but even two, it says and. Either, whether it's and or, if it's and, that's not necessarily saying that you have to unless you choose to, because you give the option of whether or not we can actually apply it or not. Furthermore, I'll finish it with this one in this case, or the next two statements. When I got the documents back, basically she stated that I was missing one, but literally I stapled it within the facility, if I'm not mistaken, before I left. One, but two, how could she say she mishandled my documents when literally it's money talking? So if she is unable to work at that present moment, should she not go home? One, but two, when I actually tried to do it computerized and actually had another representative in potentially a different state, how did that benefit quote unquote your company when literally you'll be the one that's actually gonna handle and not handle this lawsuit, just because of the fact that literally I don't have to actually put a time limit on this, because you actually have paper copies within your cloud system of when I actually filed the documentation, in which I basically wrote it should be a 32-bit encryption put on your documents to basically remove that liability as well as that employee. And then why would you actually try to quote unquote, what is the correct terminology to use in this case? Let me think. Ghost protocol the computer? Because literally that's the only reason why the account potentially wouldn't even go through, is if you ghost protocol a computer. Because literally it'll actually give you applications submitted and validated later if there's an issue quote unquote with the quote unquote, how can I say this, the contract being presented or approved in most systems. But 9 times out of 10, how it was operating basically validated the fact that it was in ghost protocol, because it didn't even go further. It just stopped, as if how smart are you or not smart your employee is. I wish you luck with this one, but literally that's a FDIC issue, one, and two, don't get mad don't get mad or remanded if in this case you and your quote unquote family have to be audited or overly audited for this purpose. Have a great day.